Welcome to Hacker Nerds Bike Shedding, where we turn hacker news drama into audio gold. Today we've got NetBird stirring up the Tailscale holy wars, a coding agent built on pure YOLO energy, and wait for it, someone actually trying to run Android on a microcontroller, plus vintage Unix that'll get you rooted faster than you can say firewall, and 20-year-old game dev tools that are somehow still cooler than half the frameworks released last week. Buckle up, let's get into it. Welcome to Hacker Nerds Bike Shedding. NetBird just hit the front page with over 400 points, and it's basically the open source answer to Tailscale. WireGuard-based, peer-to-peer mesh networking with zero trust controls, the whole 9 yards. But here's where it gets spicy. The comments immediately turn into a feature comparison checklist. A commenter named LW Gase asks about Tailscale funnel support. And suddenly, we've got half the thread debating home lab setups. Then user GeneMine drops the security truth bomb. When you use Tailscale funnel, you announce to the whole world your service exists through certificate transparency. You will get scanned immediately. Don't expose folders with .git in them, folks. Meanwhile, user Benedict just says it works perfectly for a year. No drama, just vibes. The real hacker news experience right there. From bike shedding to actual shedding of features. Mario Zechner just dropped a blog post about building Pi, his minimal coding agent, and the hacker news crowd is eating it up. The whole philosophy? If you don't need it, don't build it. No Toto lists, no plan mode, no sub-agents. Just 4 tools: read, write, edit, bash. That's it. And it runs in full YOLO mode by default, meaning no safety guardrails. Because, as Mario puts it, trying to lock down the file system is basically security theater anyway. The comments section is pure gold. Someone asks what moat companies like Anthropic have, and the responses are brutal. None, basically, and the only moat is capital. Great for investor confidence, I'm sure. Meanwhile, a user called SeamanW drops a link to Armin Ronicker's piece on why he uses Pi, and someone else complains that Claude code flickers, to which another commenter replies, Claude code programmers are very open that they vibe code it. I mean, at least they're honest about it. Speaking of things we should all be more honest about, let's talk firewalls. No Starch Press just dropped the 4th edition of the Book of PF. That's Packet Filter. The firewall baked into OpenBSD, 139 points, and the comments are basically a love letter to No Starch. A user called Globular Toast gets all nostalgic about their paper quality and binding, then throws shade at O'Reilly's recent print-on-demand books, saying they feel like cheap printouts I could have done myself. Ouch! But here's the real question. A commenter named iWin asks what everyone thinks about PF versus ENF tables in production. The response? It's slower than ENF tables. Short, brutal, honest. Though, another user called Acrorul manages 400 rules across a dozen VLANs and finds it intuitive and even enjoyable. Which, honestly, if you're enjoying firewall configuration, you might need to get out more. Just saying. Speaking of questionable decisions, MicroPython OS just dropped. Imagine Android, but for microcontrollers. 66 points, 12 comments arguing about whether this is genius or unnecessary. So this thing runs on cheap ESP32 boards with touchscreens, gives you an app store, widgets, gestures, the whole 9 yards. All written in MicroPython. A user called SillyWalk dropped better links than the ad-riddled article, naturally. Classic hacker news. Here's where it gets spicy. Someone named Tiberium dug into the code and found it's mostly LLM generated. Probably Claude, ironically. And it's riddled with bugs, even in simple apps like Connect 4. Plus, the over-the-air updates have 0 signature verification. Yikes. Meanwhile, Yulidu just comments, so crap. No innovation these days, which, okay, Tell us how you really feel. But honestly, the fact that you can grab a $5 touchscreen board off Amazon and bootstrap an IoT project is pretty sick, even if the code is questionable. Now, while some things age like milk, Adventure Game Studio has aged like wine. 20 years later, and this open-source point-and-click adventure game engine is not just alive, it's thriving. User called Alexon says it got them into software development with its awesome C++ like scripting language. And there was this cheeky make a game button that basically said, "It's not that easy, is it?" when you clicked it. Classic. But here's the real story. Wadjet Eye Games still uses AGS for their titles. One commenter called Armcat says Gemini Rue's story is one of the best they've ever seen. The twist in the final third is something else. And ScumVM now supports AGS games natively, so you can play these on basically anything, even OpenBSD apparently. Because nothing says, "I enjoy adventure games," quite like running them on OpenBSD. The nostalgia in this thread is palpable, but honestly, tools that survive 2 decades and stay relevant? That's genuinely impressive. Now, here's where retro computing gets wonderfully absurd. We're talking about Amiga Unix, or Amix, Commodore's 1990 Unix implementation that cost $2,000 and died with the company. Someone's actually documenting this digital fossil, complete with the most brutally honest warning. Put your Amiga Unix machine on the net with no firewall and you may see it rooted faster than a Windows 98 box running IE5. Great pitch! The comments are peak Hacker News nostalgia. A user called Brangandwana is kicking themselves for not keeping their copy. It'd be worth bank now. But here's my favorite nerdy detail. Commenter Keyframe points out that the chart showing VI as the standard editor is wrong, because Vim literally originated on Amiga. Imagine, this obscure dead Unix could have been Vim's natural home. Someone else is begging for the source code to leak after 36 years, the digital equivalent of Tomb Raiding, and honestly, I'm here for it. That's all for today, folks. Remember, whether you're securing your home lab, writing an LLM that writes itself, or running Unix on a 35-year-old Amiga, the Hacker News comments will always find something to bitch about. And honestly, that's why we love it. See you next time on Hacker Nerds Bike Shedding.